You're listening to the Arena Sports Network, the Quad County Experience, where every fan has a voice and every team has a fan.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Good morning.
It's time to wake up.
This is Snowman in the Morning on the Arena Sports Network.
Did you not get the memo?
Let's get busy!
Take the time, take a bow, thank everybody. You're gonna do it again. You are the few, the crowd, you are the antibody. Mind, soul, and
Everything is so quiet. Until now. Good morning! Off we go on this Thursday edition of Snowman in the Morning on the Arena Sports Network. We start your day by saying thank you for tuning in, by saying welcome, and by saying we are presented by LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news? I got Rusty Silber coming on in about 3 minutes to do Rusty's morning wrap-up, and I bet you you know how he tricked me last time? And you know how he tricked me last time with that, let me take a bite out of the show? I know he's got something up his sleeve. But before anything else, I want to say hi to two very special people. One of them is going to bring me a couple of guests on the show next week. Her name is Tanisha Manuel, and I met her in transit a few months back, coming out of downtown Chicago. So, Tanisha, good morning to you and to the Chicago Chargers Youth Football Organization. And let me say good morning to a very special friend out east. He is the voice of the Rockland Boulders, and his name is Seth Cantor, and today is Seth Cantor's birthday. So happy birthday, my friend. Make it a great one and make it a blessed one. I know he's got a lot of stuff on his plate, but I wanted to tell him happy birthday. He was supposed to be here June the 6th, which was my friend Donna's birthday, but unfortunately he couldn't be here due to a scheduling conflict. I'm hoping before the end of the summer that he'll get a chance to visit the Chicagoland area, and if he does, Seth and I are going to hang out for a while. So, Seth Cantor, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the voice of the Rockland Boulders. And good morning, everybody. We're ready to really get things rolling. There's some small soccer game that's supposed to happen at 11 a.m. Eastern and 10 a.m. Central this morning. I don't know what that game. Who the hell am I kidding? They're going to be a bunch of people down by Grant Park today, and you know what? Rusty's being impatient, so let me get him in here right now. And I know he's chomping at the bit. Forgive the noise in the background. We're working on our hotline. We've been trying to work on it for the past couple of days. It's time for Rusty's Morning, represented by Wood Forest Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network, and Rusty's chomping at the bit on the hotline. Good morning, Rusty. Rusty? Wait a minute. Rusty?
Can you hear me?
There you are.
Right there.
I messed up. And like I said, Rusty's chomping at the bit. Rusty, take it away.
Yeah. Well, I was getting at the fact that the game kicks off at 12 o'clock Eastern at 11 o'clock Central. So don't worry about the time that you said, because people are making their way down there now.
I'm not surprised.
There are going to be hundreds of thousands of people
to
watch this at Grand Park. And this might be the biggest game for the United States in their history in the World Cup.
Oh, boy. I'm going nowhere near Grant Park today. I'm not crazy. I'm going nowhere near Grant Park today.
Let's get through the wrap here. Morgan Brian, everybody, welcome to Thursday Rusty's Morning Wrap-Up presented by Wood Forest Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. USA men's national team will have its shot of reaching the second round, taking on Germany this morning. It'll be in Brazil, and the weather does not look that good. Looks like rain. They've had a lot of rain there throughout the morning hours, and the field conditions could be on the wet side, but maybe that could be beneficial for the United States men's national team. A lot of viewing going on around the country, around the world, including Grant Park. By the way, the other game will have Portugal meeting Ghana. Ghana, though, may not have a number of their star players. So the USA better go out and win or draw in the game that will get them in. They do have a possibility to make the second round if they lose to Germany based on goal differential. Mm-hmm. We'll have to see what pans out here today, but a win or a draw will definitely get them in to the knockout stage. Now, other games in Group H, 2 o'clock matches. Belgium plays South Korea, and Algeria will take on Russia. Matches from Wednesday, there were some good ones. In Group E, Switzerland shut out Honduras 3-0, and France and Ecuador played to a scoreless tie. France and Switzerland were the teams that advanced. In Group F, Argentina got by Nigeria in an exciting game 3-2. Lionel Messi had a couple of outstanding goals in that one. Bosnia topped Iran 3-1. Argentina, Nigeria move on. On to some other soccer locally. Chicago Fire got a pair of goals from Juan Luis Anagano and Quincy Amarikwa. And Patrick Ayani added a couple others. The Fire beat Columbus Crew 4-2 in overtime at Toyota Park and advanced into the quarterfinals of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. Over to baseball, White Sox had a long night in Baltimore dealing with rain, extra innings. Sox also gave up a game-tying grand slam to Nelson Cruz in the 8th and threw the game away with a wild pitch in the 12th. Jose Abreu did hit his 23rd home run. Sox travel to Toronto to face the Blue Jays this evening. Scott Carroll goes up against J.A. Happ. Cubs couldn't stop the Reds. A 4-1 loss at Wrigley Field. Edwin Jackson allowed 4 runs, 6 hits, in 5+ innings. Cubs' lone run was a Starlin Castro RBI single. Cubs host the Washington Nationals this evening. Travis Wood will toss up against Doug Fister. College World Series, Omaha, Nebraska. Vanderbilt won their first ever men's title, beating Virginia 3-2, and won the series, taking 2 out of 3 games. Wimbledon, Venus Williams has made her way into the third round along with Lee Na. On the men's side, Novak Djokovic and Andy Murray made the third round, but Tom Birch and David Ferrer were upset. Golf, Tiger Woods returns from back surgery, begins play this morning in Quicken Loans National Tournament in Bethesda, Maryland. He's saying he is rusty. I don't know how he could use that. WNBA, Chicago Sky did have Elena Deladon back from her bout with Lyme disease, and Sylvia Fowles back from her hip surgery, but they did not fare well. The Sky lost their 6th in their last 7th as they fell to the Connecticut Sun on the road 79-69. And lastly, Brian, is it possible to get 2 no-hitters in less than a year against the same team?
Yes.
Lincecum did it for the San Francisco Giants against the San Diego Padres on Wednesday afternoon. He won the game 4-0, only gave up a walk, struck out 6, and threw 113 pitches. Outstanding.
Very
Rusty
outstanding.
Silver for the Arena Sports Network, and don't forget to visit Woodforest Bank at woodforest.com for more information.
I guarantee you the Sky will be back with their 2 stars back in the lineup. It's just going to take them a while. Thank you, Rusty. Appreciate it.
All right, have a great day.
Rusty Silver for Rusty's Morning Wrap. And I hate you, Nelson Cruz. I hate you. That's all I'll say about the White Sox with what happened last night in Baltimore, losing in 12, 5-4. But we got other good stuff to talk about this morning, including a tournament that I'm going to be covering in Chesterton. That and a lot more in a deuce.
Have you heard the good news about a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news about a place where you can celebrate what is right in the world, share it with your friends, family, and community, and neighbors at school, work, or place of worship, and have fun doing it? Well, there is such a place. That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. LaPorteCountyLife.com is all about the positive, not the negative, bringing out the best and not the worst, and all about promoting positivity in your community. LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news? Get your best price on Ford trucks, Focus, F-150, Explorer, Escape, and Lincoln MKS, MKT, MKX, MKZ, as well as Fiesta, Fusion, Taurus, Mustang, Navigator, and all other new Ford Lincoln vehicles at the all-new Sowers Ford in Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. We offer new and used Ford Lincoln vehicles, parts, service, and used car. If you are in Northwest Indiana or near Michigan City, LaPorte, Hobart, Burns Harbor, Valparaiso, Chesterton, South Bend, or Portage, there is no comparison to the other dealers around town. We are about to earn your business with top quality service and the most competitive pricing in Indiana. Stop by today at 3930 Franklin Street in Michigan City or give us a call at 219-879-5381. That's 219-879-5381. Or visit us online at www.sowersauto.com. Sowers Ford Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer.
Now what's that? I say, now what's that boy up to? Better check on it, yeah.
You're listening to Snowman in the Morning.
Ask a silly question, get a silly answer.
Yeah, baby. Back we are on this Thursday morning. My buddy Seth Cantor's birthday. Happy birthday, Seth. And there's another birthday that I just found out about. Snowman in the Morning. Find us on Twitter at twitter.com/SITMorning. And use the hashtag SITM whenever you tweet into us. Follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/SITmorning. And also follow the Arena Sports Network on Twitter at Twitter. Doggone, I can't talk this morning. I didn't have my tea. I did not have my tea. That's why I'm off to a bad start. But I did get a half-mile walk in, and I did get some sit-ups in to start the day. Following the example of my buddies Joshua Jackson and Aaron the Bear. Oh, man. Just follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/arenasportsnet. I mentioned my buddy, oh, no. I sent a birthday wish out to my best friend, one of my best friends, Tanisha Manuel, and, her job won't let her log in to hear it. Dadgummit. You know what? I hate stuff like that. But I'll be sure, Tanisha, darling, don't worry. I'll be sure and send you a copy of the replay so you can hear it and you can download it later. Dagnabbit. Oh man. Get to a little baseball talk here in just a minute, and I already made my White Sox note for the morning. I hate you, Nelson Cruz. I hate you. I don't really hate you, but doggone you, Nelson Cruz. Yeah, the O's got us again on a wild pitch in the 12th, and I did a little piece with Mike Green's comment again, and this is the only time I rehash it. You got to take your lumps, all right? We got to rebuild our pitching staff, period. And that's all that's the first thing that the Sox are going to do. They're going to get it right. The Cubs, on the other hand, I don't know. I'll leave it at that. Now, I'm going to switch things up a little bit. My buddy Joshua Jackson, who was on the show earlier in the week, has really, really inspired me. And he's been putting up posts on Facebook, and I've been following him about his workout routine, and it really inspired me. I said, you know what? I need to get up and do the same thing. So the last 2 mornings, I have begun with a half-mile walk, and I've also gotten in some sit-ups as well. I do 20 of them every morning, and my goal is to do 20 in the morning and 20 at night to get things going. Now, probably when I get out of here, I'm going to get in another half mile, but I'm going to do something that JJ has been doing, and that is a walk/run combo. It's going to push my body because I've been sedentary for a while, and I admit that, but Just because you admit to something doesn't mean it always has to stay that way, and it's not going to stay that way. So when I get off the air, it's probably going to be it's probably going to be a good 15 minutes of a run walk to get the body started, but it's going to get started. All right. My buddy Matt Rincars has been encouraging me as well. So putting the plan that he gave me into action, and just a whole bunch of stuff. So to JJ and to the Bear, thank you for the inspiration. It is much appreciated. I'm taking the initiative and I'm running with it, and it's going to be in a literal sense beginning on my birthday. More on that later. There's a special birthday in Major League Baseball today, and he is number 2, Derek Jeter, in my best Bob Shepard imitation voice. And Derek Jeter is 40 today. Can you believe that? You know what? It's just incredible that a dream did come true, and it has come true for 20 years. He has always said that all he wanted to do was play for the New York Yankees. And I spotted this article on MLB.com. Derek Jeter said, quote, "It's like turning any other number. I don't really pay much attention to numbers, so it's no different to me," close quote. And the article reads, but something tells us you'll celebrate in style because we've also come to expect you to rise to any occasion. The Yankees are off on your big day, a happy coincidence and cause for a bash fit for a captain. And Jeter says, quote, "I'm pretty sure some family and friends will do something like they do for every one of my birthdays and their birthdays." Come on, Derek, you're turning 40. Let me close the quote on that. Article reads on, soon those family and friends will have you around more often. Your calendar will give way to an open-ended slate of off days. You'll get away from the daily privilege of putting on the pinstripes, the daily rituals of BP and ground balls, and hearing the voice of God, Bob Shepard, introduce number 2, the daily scrutiny that comes with a career on the big stage of the Bronx. You'll always be Derek Jeter, the article reads, baseball icon. But soon you'll have more quiet moments to be Derek Jeter, human being. You've hinted at starting a family, summering in Europe, enjoying the fruits of your lifetime labor of love. You've earned it, buddy. In the meantime, though, pardon us if we take this occasion to reflect, again, on all you've done in and around the game, because for many of us it's hard to believe the face of baseball is 40, his career soon coming to a close. Joe Girardi adds, you don't see people play until they're 40. If they are, it's usually in a different league. It's pretty remarkable, the career he's had and what he's been able to do. I tip my cap to him, close quote. There has been a lot of that lately, has there, Derek? The tips of the cap and salutes to your status. Midway through the 2014 season, you've already been feted with numerous gifts and video tributes on various road stops, including here in Chicago on the South Side. You've been discussed in sometimes embarrassingly reverent tones by certain scribes and TV types. One particularly hilarious opponent broadcast provided a scouting report that, in lieu of actual game discussion, lauded you as the consummate pro and leader and as an example to players at all level. True, but not exactly tactical. And this article just pays all kinds of tribute to the person who has been the face of the major leagues for as long as his career has been in the majors. Derek Jeter, 40 years old today. El Capitan, as he is called by John Sterling, the voice of the Yankees. We've seen him make all. Man, I can't even begin to talk about the plays that he's made over 20 years. I can't even fathom some of the things that he's done. You know, and I've watched Derek Jeter his entire career. And to say that he's good would be a very gross understatement. It's hard to, this is his final season in the majors. And I will tell you, I am torn. Even though I'm a Sox fan to my heart, it's going to be hard to see a Yankee lineup card without save an injury, without Derek Jeter in it on a daily basis. It's just hard to see that. I just posted a question on our Facebook page and via Twitter, and we want you to answer it to all the baseball rats that I know. What is your favorite Derek Jeter moment? You can tweet us at SIT Morning. The SIT is capital as well as the M in morning. Tweet us at SIT Morning or at Arena Sportsnet, or respond to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Arena Sportsnet. What is your favorite Derek Jeter moment? Is it on the field? Is it off the field? Is it something he did? I'll give you two of my favorites. And I'm going to try to find, while we're searching here, I'm going to try to find the accompanying clip to that. One of my favorite Derek Jeter moments of all time is his 3,000th hit. He became, and it occurred July 2011. He became the only Yankee in history. Let me do that again. The only Yankee in history with his 3,000 hits. That's unheard of. And did we find it? My producer's been on the ball, and we do have it. This is courtesy of the Yes Network. This occurred in 2011, and Michael Kay on the call for Derek Jeter's 3,000th hits.
Born in New Jersey as a youngster, the family moved to Kalamazoo, and he wanted to do one thing: play for the Yankees. The 3-2. That one's drilled deep to left field. Going back, Joyce, looking up. See ya! 3,000. History with an exclamation point. Oh, what a way to join the 3,000 hit club. Derek Jeter has done it in grand style.
I'm going to let this clip play in the background, but again, this is courtesy of the Yes Network, the television home to the New York Yankees. And the first person to meet him at the plate was Jorge Posada, who was retiring that season. Last year, Mariano Rivera retired. This year, the captain, Derek Jeter, calls it a career. And there's a way to bring 50,000 people to their feet. A home run for his 3,000th hit. It's only been done once before. That was by the legendary Wade Boggs. How about that? 3,000 hits, and the 3,000 hit leaves the yard. How cool is that? This is not the question of the day, but I did post this question on Facebook, as I mentioned a moment ago. What is your favorite Derek Jeter moment? Please tweet us at SIT Morning, and respond on Facebook at facebook.com/Arena Sportsnet. And, you just hear a lot of applause in the background. That's the best thing. And now, the coolest thing was, he did this. He accomplished this feat against the Tampa Bay Rays. Every member of the Rays team came out of the dugout to applaud Derek Jeter. Here's Michael Kay.
He's not a home run hitter. Only one man had ever done it that way, and that's Wade Boggs of the then Tampa Bay Devil Rays. And Derek becomes the 28th man to pick up 3,000 hits, the first Yankee ever in the glorious history of the franchise, and he does it with a home run.
I'll tell you what, David Price gave him everything he could handle, too. Threw some change-ups. I think he finally threw a slider. You know what? We've seen Derek hit home runs the other way. We've seen him pull some home runs, usually on some off-speed pitches. Number 3,000 for Derek Jeter. And it was that slider down in.
And looking at this, and I think I'm gonna make this my video of the day. If you go to arenasportsnet.com, you will see this video, and this will indeed be our video of the day. It'll be up in a couple of moments. But Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit. And another cool thing, Casey Kotzman, as Jeter was rounding first base, tipped his cap to Derek Jeter. That's respect right there. Something that's missing in professional sports today. To have a player like Derek Jeter be so respected that on a hit like that, the opponent tips his cap to him. How cool is that? The second favorite Derek Jeter moment of mine, and you really can't put this in order, would be the flip against Oakland in the division series. I want to say that was the division series in 2001. When the throw was both cutoff men were missed on a throw from right field. Jeremy Giambi tried to hustle around third to score, and Derek Jeter just on instinct picked the ball up as he was running into foul territory, flipped it to Posada, who tagged him out. And Jeremy Giambi, I bet you to this day, is going, what? I was out? Yes, Jeremy, you were out, courtesy of Derek Jeter. That is just crazy. And I bet I got the feeling y'all will hear that moment a little bit later, as my producers is like hard at work right now, even minus the coffee, trying to find that clip. We'll find that one too, and I will tell you right now that will be courtesy of Fox Sports when we find it. So we'll give all the credit where it's due. But Derek Jeter turns 40 today. And it's just kind of cool to reflect what impact he has had on Major League Baseball. And again, I say it's going to be hard. It's going to be very, very hard not to see number 2 in the lineup again on a daily basis. It's just going to be hard not to see that. I posted something on our slate today about the different drafts, and I am going to talk about it, but I just had to pay a little tribute to Derek Jeter on his 40th birthday. Many, many more, El Capitan. Many, many more. Let me pause for a break. When we come back, I will talk about the different drafts. Which one do you pay attention to the most? Find out which one I pay attention to the most. And this is kind of because there's a big draft tonight. We'll see what happens in a deuce.
Have you heard the good news about a company that started 4 years ago and worked at a relentless pace based entirely upon one simple premise? Have you heard the good news about a place you can go to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved? Have you heard the good news that you yourself can share stories about this same theme to others in your community? That place is LaPorteCountyLife.com. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can celebrate a company that had a crazy dream based on a belief that positive breeds positive, and that people want to read, hear, and watch stuff about good people. At LaPorteCountyLife.com, you can go to a place to enjoy positive, community-oriented information about the town, city, or region that you live in and the people involved. Want to see more? Want to read more? Want to hear more? Then go to LaPorteCountyLife.com. Have you heard the good news?
Some statistics are surprising, some are unbelievable, and some are simply unacceptable. Right now, nearly 30% of U.S. students aren't finishing high school. Nearly 30%. And that's the average. In many places, it's even higher than that. And fixing it is a responsibility that we all share. This is President Obama, and I urge everyone, not just parents, but friends and neighbors and family members, to take responsibility for encouraging the high school students in your communities, to support them, challenge them, push them a little, and do whatever it takes to help them make it through. Because this is one statistic we simply can't afford to ignore.
You can do your part by going to boostup.org and sending an email, a text message, or even a wake-up call to a student at risk of dropping out. Go to boostup.org and provide the boost that's needed to make it to graduation. A message from the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Now what's that? I say, now what's that boy up to? Better check on it, yeah.
You're listening to Snowman in the Morning.
Ask a silly question and get a silly answer.
Hey, wake up! Wake up, I said. I love this song. "32 beyond the hour, 28. Yeah, they got that wrong. 28 before the next hour. I could play this song to its entirety, but I'm not going to do that. Snowman in the Morning, presented by Woodforest Bank, the official bank of the Arena Sports Network. Visit woodforest.com for more information, and also by Sowers Ford, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. Visit sowersford.com for more information. Okay. There's a little bitty draft going on tonight called the NBA draft. And I know some people that are going to be paying attention to it and watching it like a hawk, including my buddy Michael Lyle, who I had on the afternoon show on Tuesday. And here we go again. You know what, folks? He did this to me yesterday when he brought me the big mug of tea, and apparently he was paying attention and he heard me mention the fact that I didn't have my tea this morning. So what does he do? He brings me this big mug of tea yet again and decides to couple it by getting himself a big mug of coffee. I just need to know, what is it with him and this coffee? Okay. I can't drink coffee unless they put chocolate in it, and I've been suckered, and I admit that. I just can't drink coffee. But my producer, on the other hand, can drink this. Never mind. There's a draft going on tonight, and it's called the NBA draft in New York. And I don't want to attack this from who's going where, which team is doing what, because you already know the free agents that are going to be out beginning July 1st. But I want to attack this from this standpoint. The NBA, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and the NHL all have drafts around, the NBA and the NHL and Major League Baseball all have drafts in June. The NFL had their draft in May. And you see all the pomp and the circumstance surrounding the draft and how big they have gotten. Major League Baseball actually did it right, and they do it without an audience. Okay? The NHL's draft this weekend, according to my buddy Mike Green, is in Philadelphia. And It's a Wells Fargo Center. There we go. Wells Fargo Center. I said Wachovia for some reason. I'm not thinking this morning. The NHL draft is tomorrow. The NBA draft is tonight. And the standpoint I want to look at this is how big the drafts have become and how much light is being shown on, in some cases, 18 and 19-year-old kids, especially with the NBA and kids coming out after 1 year of college, which always bugged me. It always bugged me that so many college players come out after only 1 year of playing. And I can't argue with some of their reasons, and some of their reasons being they need to take care of their family financially. I get that. But a situation, again, Joel Embiid of Kansas suffered an injury, the same way Nerlens Noel suffered an injury, and Philadelphia still took him. Where does this injury leave Joel Embiid? We'll talk about all that tomorrow. But I want to talk on a standpoint about how big the drafts have become. They've gotten bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where in the NFL, they start the draft on Thursday, which is the NBA draft tonight. But they start the draft on Thursday and they conclude it on Sunday. And this is my opinion. Let me say it again. This is my opinion. And I know people that watch drafts like crazy. Once upon a time, that was me. But it's gotten out of control. It has simply gotten out of control. Now, I'll make an exception with the NHL because, as unfortunate as this sounds, I know a lot of people pay attention to the NHL, myself included, but there's still not enough fans paying attention and being as ensconced and as deep into it to see who goes where. My buddy Mike Green, who's going to join me, I want to bring him on Monday, but we'll figure it out. I want to bring him on Monday. There's just so much to do about the draft, and looking at the draft class tonight, the closest thing to a standout player in tonight's NBA draft would be Jabari Parker of Duke. And that's because there was so much surrounding him when he made his decision to go to Duke. You know what? I mean, Jabari Parker is, like, to me, the only standout player in this draft. There's not 3 or 4 marquee players that you need to pay attention to. Now, will that change when the draft happens tonight? Probably. I'm not going to say it won't. But would you quit yawning? My producer just yawned in my ear because he doesn't like the draft either. But continuing on what I said, is there a marquee player that jumps out at you in tonight's NBA draft aside of Jabari Parker? Is there someone? Now, we told you yesterday the story of Isaiah Austin, and it's unfortunate that he won't be drafted, but he'll be there as a guest tonight, and congratulations to him. But were it not for that eye injury, I would love to see how his career would have panned out. It's going to be interesting to see where Jabari Parker goes. And that's the only note I'll make player-wise on the draft. It's just too tough to call who's going to do what, who's going to go where, and how everything is going to pan out. It's just too tough to call right now. And, with the NHL draft tomorrow in Philadelphia, I think I may have Mike on tomorrow for that to do a preview. We'll see how it goes. But that's how I feel about the drafts right now. With the NFL, you had some marquee players. The NBA, in my opinion, there's only one marquee player coming out of college going into the draft, and that's Jabari Parker. And it just leads to a rule that needs to change. And the rule that needs to change is that they need to make it where the kids spend at least 2 years in college. Because it's not the stuff on the court that produces trouble. It's the stuff off the court, and we've seen it so many times over. Maturity factor plays a role in this. But I can't say that about one Jabari Parker, can't say that about one Derrick Rose, because they've already have exceeded some expectations, especially off the court. The same with Kevin Garnett, who came into the NBA right out of high school, and he was the last pure player to come in right out of high school to have an immediate impact. And when I say immediate, I'm talking about from the first day he stepped on the floor, and you see his work ethic. But it's going to be interesting. My buddy Michael Lyle's going to be paying attention to the draft, and if I have the opportunity, I'll have a chance to get him on to give his take on the draft. But to me, when people ask me, can you predict who's going to go where? No, you can't. You can make all the mock drafts that you want, and I follow the example of Paul Allen in Minnesota. I do not do mock drafts. I can't do mock drafts for the simplest of reasons, and he said this so well. It is too tough to predict who's going to go where and what's going to happen. It's too tough to predict that. You won't know what will happen until the trigger is pulled, especially now with LeBron and Carmelo in free agency. And I'm starting to agree with Mike Lyle's assessment of this. I don't expect LeBron to go anywhere else. I don't expect Carmelo to go anywhere else. It's just too tough to see, too tough to predict who's going to go where, what the impact they're going to have. All of that will happen tonight in the NBA draft. And like I said, if I can talk him into it, or if his schedule permits, I'll get Mike Lyle on the line tomorrow to talk NBA draft during the afternoon show, and I'll have Mike Green on tomorrow. In fact, I'm going to schedule Mike Green to come on tomorrow during the afternoon show with a preview of the NHL draft from the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, because if there is a bigger hockey aficionado than I, it is him. I love this man, and he's going to come on tomorrow afternoon. The question of the day will be behind the break, and we will get the heck up out of here. An announcement first when we come back, man.
Barney's Pizza is one of the newest and best pizza places on Chicago's South Side. Located on the corner of 111th and Halsted, Barney's serves great food at low prices every day, like buffalo wings, salads, hot Italian subs and sandwiches, flame broiled steak burgers, and of course, Chicago-style pizza. You can also enjoy Austin Blues barbecue choices such as the pulled pork sandwich, rib tips, Texas hot links, and much more. Come on in to Barney's today and you can enjoy this special offer. If you buy one thin crust pizza, you can get a second pizza for half price, or our game day special, $2 off a 24-inch pizza. Don't wait. Try Barney's today. Call 773-672-5100. That's 773-672-5100. Barney's Pizzeria on the corner of 111th and Halsted on Chicago's South Side. Great food and low prices every day.
Get your best price on Ford trucks, Focus, F-150, Explorer, Escape, and Lincoln MKS, MKT, MKX, MKZ, as well as Fiesta, Fusion, Taurus, Mustang, Navigator, and all other new Ford Lincoln vehicles at the all-new Sowers Ford in Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer. We offer new and used Ford Lincoln vehicles, parts, service, and used cars. If you are in Northwest Indiana or near Michigan City, LaPorte, Hobart, Burns Harbor, Valparaiso, Chesterton, South Bend, or Portage, there is no comparison to the other dealers around town. We are about to earn your business with top quality service and the most competitive prices racing in Indiana. Stop by today at 3930 Franklin Street in Michigan City or give us a call at 219-879-5381. That's 219-879-5381. Or visit us online at www.sowersauto.com. Sowers Ford Lincoln, Northwest Indiana's newest Ford Lincoln dealer.
It began as a promise. Son, we're going on a road trip. That promise has lasted over 30 years. Our dream is to visit every national park in America. It's been thousands of miles, countless bumps along the way, but we'll just keep moving on, pursuing this amazing dream.
Visit DrassichAgency.com or call 219-945-3040 and ask Joel Drassich how you can get all of your insurance under one roof.
Now what's that? I say, now what's that boy up to? Better check on it, yeah.
You're listening to Snowman in the Morning.
Ask a silly question, get a silly answer.
Snowman in the Morning back in your ears, 46 beyond the hour, 14 before the new hour. And we are presented by LaPorteCountyLife.com. LaPorte County Life, have you heard the good news? Speaking of good news, I want you to watch LaPorteCountyLife.com for a special article featuring one Ryan Fasikis and the Marquette Catholic Blazers as they begin their preparation, and yes, it starts early, to defend their state championship. Look for it on LaPorteCountyLife.com. Look for it on ArenaSportsNet.com coming very soon. And also look for it in the Marquette magazine that will also be online. My thanks to Tony Midas for that. Now, beginning Monday, we will have live coverage of the Northern Indiana Senior Babe Ruth League District Tournament from Chesterton High School in Chesterton, Indiana, beginning Monday at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Think of the time. So the locker room will be originating from Indiana all next week. We'll have a lot to get to and a lot to talk about. The locker room, the afternoon locker room, will be originating from Indiana all next week with our coverage of as far as the tournament goes. We'll be originating from Indiana with our coverage of the Babe Ruth. The Northern Indiana Babe Ruth tournament. I cannot talk this morning. I hate this, but I am dragging. I admit it. I didn't get enough sleep last night. Bad boy. But I did, like I said, I did get a half mile in, quick half mile in, and I did get some sit-ups in this morning, but got that going. But I know I'm going to get another mile in before the day is out. Now it's time for our question of the day, presented by Gigahertz, the official computer solutions company of the Arena Sports Network. Gigahertz, and that's where we come in. And the question of the day goes like this: with all the talk of the draft, the NBA draft, or the NFL, the NHL, in this case the NHL is tomorrow, and the MLB draft, the question is, would you attend a draft party for your favorite team? Here's the reason I bring this up. When you have a favorite team, and I've said this before, you pay attention to any and everything that's going on. I'll use the NFL as an example. My favorite team is the 49ers. And the last 3 years we've had the draft, I've paid attention to it. I didn't do it big time this year as I did before, and that's schedule related. But I got a friend, her name is Lisa Watson, out in Frisco, who went to a draft party, and I believe it was at Levi Stadium. I'll have to get details from her about this. But she went to a draft party with a lot of friends. My buddy, Professor B. Brian Davis, did the same thing. And, they get into it. Now, have I ever attended a draft party? No. If I attend a draft party, it's going to be on the West Coast with the 49ers. I know that much. I'd love to see how people do draft parties. I've heard of them, never seen them. I'd love to see how people do draft parties. And now my producer's looking at me going, draft party? Yes, draft party, with drinks and snacks and people. Lots of people. Lots of people. You know what? His team is the Chicago Bears. And I would love to know how he does. You know what? I'm going to have fun with him, and I'm going to have fun at my own expense as well. You know how I do a draft party? It'd be like an open house. You know, one area of the house would have food, the other area of the house would have snacks, and people would be going in and all over it. Then when it was time for your team to make a pick, everybody jumps in front of the television like musical chairs and watches who they draft, and then they go back to the party. Of course, there's be some music playing. You know, if I ever have Voodie at a party of mine, I'm almost afraid to see the suggestions of music he'd put in my face. But I'm kidding as I say that. I'm totally kidding. But the question of the day is, how would you no. The question of the day is, would you attend a draft party for your favorite team? Let us know on twitter.com/SITmorning and on facebook.com/snowman in the morning and excuse me, and on facebook.com/arena sportsnet. And I know this is early, but with that in mind,
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Oh, man. Wasn't that great, kid?
a happy birthday to my buddy Seth Cantor. A shout to my good friend Tanisha Manuel. I'll have a couple of guests of hers on the show next week, so pay attention. Next week, we'll be in Indiana covering the Northern Indiana Babe Ruth Senior League District Tournament from Chesterton High School in Chesterton, Indiana. That's going to do it. I got to get some tea, and I also got to get another workout in. Thanks for listening. God bless. Have a great day. Remember to make your next move your best move. Have a great day. So long, everybody.